Hi, everybody. Bill Phillips here on a Friday. What did I say?
We made it.
Thank God it's Friday.
Mm-hmm.
TGIF.
We made it.
Jordan, we made it, as you just said. What do you think? By the way, Jordan with some spectacular nails right now. she said to me, she goes, have you seen my nails? And I said, no, I have not. But I had, but they just look long and very nice. You keep your nails very nice, and when you do them, and all that stuff. So, but then you said, look, can you see them? And I didn't have my glasses on. I'm like, well, it looks like there's little dots on them. So I went, okay. And apparently they're stars.
It's stars.
So, but I mean, why stars? Did you just have? You were like,
no, I just saw them, and I was like, oh, something different.
All right,
Zone.
But they're very sparkly, very nice, very nice. And I understand you have a big weekend coming up. Your brother is running in the marathon.
The Pittsburgh Marathon.
There you go. All right.
He's done, I think he's been doing it for like 3 years now, 2 years, something like that.
Just training for it?
No. He's ran the half marathon.
Oh, okay.
Twice.
Okay.
He's done the half marathon the past 2 years.
I moved the wrong way. Okay.
And then this year he decided he wanted to do the full. So he's doing the full marathon on Sunday.
Okay.
I'm nervous.
And they've done that.
I'm nervous.
You should be fine. You're not running.
I know, but
you're nervous for him?
Yeah. He can do it. He is a runner. He is number one.
Has he been training for it?
Oh, he runs every day, sometimes twice a day, and over like 6 miles.
That's his first mistake, training for it.
No, he's not really training for it. That's just what he does.
Yeah, I know, but I ran it and didn't really train for it, and that's a whole different story.
I couldn't run and not train for it. Oh my God.
Well, I started to. I was like, I'm gonna run. This was back in the 90s. So I'd do.
If I didn't, and I go to the gym, I run, but if I didn't train for something like that, it would take me 24 hours to do it.
I've told you my marathon story, right?
Yeah, don't tell it.
It is.
It's painful.
Oh, it's definitely painful. But it is one of my favorite stories to tell. It really, now looking back on it, it is just the whole thing.
It doesn't seem real.
Oh, it's insane. It is literally insane. But everything I've told you that story is just, ridiculous.
And true.
Yeah. I even have visual evidence to back up some of the things where, there may have been, yeah, it's a great story. It would fit totally in the 9-minute Phill-Up because we usually go about 45 minutes. But no, I will save that for another day. But if you see me on the street and you ask me, hey, Bill, tell me your marathon story, I will tell you the whole thing. But we don't have time. We have neither the time nor the inclination to talk about the story. But it was
quite a story.
I mean, it's one of those ones where you go, you know what? As an achievement, because you think, all right, I'm going to run the marathon. The way I did it, I had someone tell, I understand you're just out proving me wrong. I went, yeah, pretty much. That was the main motivation behind it.
Yeah, he's like, he has this whole plan. And
so now, the most he's ever run is what, a half marathon? In a race, like an official race, probably a half marathon?
Yeah,
okay.
In an official race, yeah.
Okay. So now where are you going to meet him on the course?
I don't know because last year or like the past 2 years when he did the half, it was easier to be like, because we stay down there for the weekend. Mm-hmm. So we would walk to where they start. Yeah. And then we would walk across.
Where do they start the race now?
Boulevard of the Allies, I think.
Because when I ran the Pittsburgh Marathon back in the day, you started out near the zoo.
No.
And then you go down from the zoo and you end up going through. You end up going through the Strip District first.
You do go through the Strip. But
it was awesome. The Strip District was awesome. It had all the bands playing and all kinds of stuff.
Well, actually, maybe the full they do. I don't know, but we would go across the bridge and go. I don't know what the road is. Downtown. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I don't know what the road is called.
Anybody out there with a map of the marathon for this year for Jordan so she can find her brother out there?
No, we would go over the bridge and it'd be, I guess it would be like the North Shore, but it'd be like the like further from like.
Yeah. I would imagine. Now I don't know if they've changed how much they've changed the course, but I remember we went down through it, and then you cut across. I don't know if it was Clemente or which bridge it was, and then you ended up on the West End Bridge, and you worked your way down Carson through the South End, all that stuff, or South Side. But yeah, it was. I tell you what, going through the Strip District was probably my favorite part. But it was early in the race because there were bands. They had reggae bands out there, all kinds of. So you were so distracted.
Oh, it's a whole event. Yeah.
You weren't thinking about running. Then there was the section between like mile 16 and mile 20. There was nothing.
Yeah.
And I ran in the coldest marathon on record. I remember running in that portion of the race. Snowflakes are coming down. It was that cold, and I was like, this is crazy. What am I doing out here? I'll tell you, brother, about the secret tips of running a marathon. The one clue my mom gave me. She ran 3 New York City marathons.
Oh wow!
Oh yeah. She ran 3 New York City marathons.
That's impressive.
Mom is. I'm going to say this. Mom's badass.
That is impressive.
Mom's badass.
I'd like to hear those stories.
All right. Well, the one time I went to
call her up.
We could. The one time I went to see her running a marathon was, and we are completely off of.
Yeah,
we have nothing. We're talking about nothing. I went to see her in New York City. I think it was her last one that she did, and so now. In my brain,
did she train? Would she train for him?
Oh yeah, she'd go out and run. But she'd go.
Is she a runner? She was a runner?
She used to love to run. She really enjoyed it. So in my brain, I'm thinking, what's your time going to be? You have to eat your time. You need to finish the whole thing. But I think back in the day, once she finished the first time, it made it easy. There's like a lottery draw to get into the marathon, and back then, so
that makes sense.
She got picked and everything, but. They were coming. I think it was the First Avenue Bridge, and then or 16th Street Bridge on the First Avenue. I think maybe on First Avenue. I can't remember. But anyways, it's wherever the Chippendales is. The male dancers, the male review.
Mm-hmm.
So she said, she was okay. All right, I'm going to meet you guys. My brother, my stepfather, and I. We were going to meet under the Chippendale sign. And I'm kind of like, okay. I'm like, really, Mom? The Chippendale sign? She goes, well, I can see it. It's this pink sign.
Right,
it's easy to see. So we get there, and we watch the leaders come through. I mean, you're 16 miles into the marathon, and they are flying like they're running a 100-yard dash. They're running faster. Like I could sprint, and they'd be like, really? That's all you got? I mean, and they were just flying down the road, and it was so impressive. And then, we're waiting for Mom. Mom finally comes through. She comes over, stops. Now she had us pack. She bring a couple bananas, bring something to drink, she had a whole like little picnic thing, and I'm going. She stops and she starts peeling the banana. She's gonna eat the banana and get a drink. She's talking to us like she's going out to the movies, and I'm like, Mom, you gotta go. We gotta run. What are you doing? Billy, I'm not worried about the time. I'm finished. And. She wasn't. She was just. She enjoyed the accomplishment of going the 26 miles. I mean, she was not worried about the time at all. And
just got to do it.
And she loved it because it's just you're running through New York City. I mean, it's impressive. It just there's got to be so much. So here's my hint. This is what my mom told me when I ran. And don't take this the wrong way. This is literally for running a marathon. This is all it's for. To mentally get you through whatever it takes, because you're out on mile 17 and you're thinking, what am I doing out here? I got to have something to get me through this. So my mom's hint on the marathon run was find the person with the nicest backside.
Oh, yeah.
That you can look at.
Yeah, you've told me that
and
before.
She's like, male, woman, doesn't matter, whatever.
Focus
just
on something
to distract you.
Yeah.
So... And I may have used that tip and it worked. It's like, you're just kind of like, okay, anything, it's like, but
it kind of gives you like motivation, to not stop.
It makes you, I think it makes your brain not think about the pain.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I'm 17 miles. What am I doing? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Look at this. Oh, and there she is.
Yeah.
Jamie Baker. She's going to be running tomorrow. She's going to be running Sunday. Sunday. So Jamie, the microphone is hot, as they say in the business.
Ooh-wee.
I don't know what that is, but yeah, okay. So anyways, So we were just talking to Jordan about the
I'm
half
not
or
running
the
it,
marathon.
but-
Her
Yes.
brother's going to run it.
Yes.
And you were running the half marathon.
I'm running the half marathon.
And
yes.
I was going to tell my marathon story. Jordan said, please don't. It's just, it is so unreal.
She knows the story, right?
Oh, she knows. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yes.
told her the story. I mean, I mean, I might like to augment things in terms of just stories. You have fun telling a story. There's no augmentation needed in this one. It is so insane. It's just like the fact that I was that dumb was, but I finished.
So I had a conversation with I was emceeing an event last year with West Virginia Senator Shelley Moore Capito, who ran I believe it's called the Armed Forces Marathon in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
And she's telling me, so a full marathon, it's 26.2 miles.
You go around the monuments and all kinds. It's a beautiful marathon. Yeah.
She only trained up to 10 miles. I was like,
That's
Shelly, that's like an additional 16 on top of that. She was like, yeah, I realized that when I hit about 12 and thought I was going to die. So I can't even imagine.
I never saw it. The only time I've ever seen 10 miles is when I ran the marathon. That's it. Never didn't practice. I
couldn't do it. My fiance has like gotten up like on training runs with me. Like, you know, it takes weeks to train up to like an 8-mile run, and I'll just get up and do it. I'm like, you're infuriating. Yeah. Like I've been training for 4 weeks for this.
It's because now he's out there with, he's like, I got to do it. I have to do what she does. I have to do it. Yes. So what's your game plan? Because we're trying to figure out a spot for Jordan to meet her brother on the course.
No,
oh, you already have a place?
No, but it's just different since he's doing the full instead of the half.
Well, yeah, so we still need to find you a place to meet him up.
We'll figure it out.
Oh, I know you will. I have confidence in you. Where's your fiance meeting you? Or is he going to be out there, or is he staying home and going, she'll call me?
I honestly don't. He's never come out before. He could probably come down to the north side. You run around Allegheny Commons. I think that's around like mile 5.
Okay.
And then you go down around the stadiums and cross the West End Bridge. So I would guess somewhere along there.
Oh, you figure some of those establishments may be open for an early refreshment or two.
The first time I ran the Pittsburgh Half Marathon, you run down Carson Street. So folks know like the south side of Pittsburgh, which is lined with businesses.
Yes.
And so,
that's where I have photo evidence of my first blowout.
Yeah.
I'll explain later. It might have involved my t-shirt rubbing. That didn't help.
Okay, maybe we should have.
Not that blowout. No. It was a little. I may have. My t-shirt may have rubbed my nipples a little raw. So oh my God, you're not allowed to say that on. Yes, you are. You guys relax. Relax.
I didn't think you wanted to mention that.
When at the 23-mile mark,
you got any comments on there?
The 23-mile mark, the girl is standing there. First, I'm running by these guys at Oakland with kegs out on the front lawn at like 9 a.m. or whatever time it was. Yeah. Hey, dude, want a beer? And I turned, no, your nipples are bleeding. And I'm like, what? And I looked at I'm like, so now it's the coldest marathon on record. It's literally like 35 degrees, out, and there's flurries coming down.
Yeah.
And there's this probably college-age nursing student getting some extra credit, to do the marathon, holding a tongue depressor with Vaseline on it. She goes, you want some Vaseline for your nipples?
Stop it.
I went, no, I don't think it really matters anymore. And I just kept running. And then just to finish this portion of the story, when you take a shower after running the marathon,
that is the most painful,
and you have hot water and soap hit a raw nipple or two.
Or just like the skin that gets rubbed raw.
You just want to jump out of your skin.
It is the most painful thing. Yeah.
Unbelievable. This is just a small portion. This might be the tamest portion of the entire story. It really might be.
Yeah.
But the video is at Carson Street. I don't know if they still do it there. When they tend to take photos of people running in the marathon, you can buy them.
Yeah.
There's the
people that look good in those.
Yeah.
I look disgusting.
Well,
I look like I'm dying.
That's how I would look.
I had a what did I have on? I had like purple shoes, purple Nikes, I think.
Okay.
And then I had was it UM? I think it might have been UM shorts. And then I had I'd gone to Aruba. So I had a Aruba t-shirt, this happy little island on it. And then right next to the happy little island thing, there was nipple bleed. So then I had
the island wasn't that happy.
Then I had one of my University of Miami baseball hats on. So actually, I didn't look too bad. I was like, I don't look bad, but that's only when Jordan But that was only about. That's probably about mile 12.
Okay.
Man.
Yeah. No, that's 10 because the Smithfield Street Bridge is 11.
Well, it may have changed because back in the day,
back
in the 90s, we started out at the zoo.
Oh,
that was the start. That was the start line.
Oh yeah. Okay.
And then we finished at the point.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm not sure. So everything may have changed just a little bit.
You start at Boulevard of the Allies, right?
We start on Liberty. Start on Liberty and you go out towards
on
the
Boulevard of the Allies.
Yeah, you come down that way. Yeah, that's the end.
Sorry.
But so that's just a little portion of my story. But it's I'll tell you what, you can make if I was going to make a movie, that would be tremendous. The things that would go on in that movie.
Film.
Right.
Yeah, you could do a YouTube short, Bill.
Okay. All right. Okay. So wait a minute. So anyways, this is what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
And this is why I had well, first, while I'm getting the scripts ready to go, let's check in with Valley Converting. They do a great job.
Every piece of paper has a story. What if that story didn't end when you were done with it?
At Valley Converting, we turn your old paper products into recycled paperboard, continuing the story.
Locally owned and operated in Toronto, Ohio, bringing your paper to Valley Converting isn't just about recycling.
It's about supporting a cleaner, greener future for all of us.
We are here 5 days a week to help you make some green by going green.
And remember,
recycle for your future.
Mike Biasi and the crew up. See, I always say up because it's up from where I am, but it could be down from where you are. It could be over. It could be left. It could be right. It could be north. It could be south. Whatever. Just head to the Gem City, T-Town. Bring your paper recycling, and he will take care of you at Valley Converting. So Jamie just hurt her knee. She may not be running now tomorrow. She whacked it on the table over there. She was trying to get comfortable in the chair. Okay. So karma. Do you believe in karma?
Yes.
All right. Well, here you go. A study finds most people believe in karma, particularly in good karma for themselves and bad karma for others.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So isn't that human nature? You know what? I'm a pretty good person, so I get good karma. I never get the bad karma. Or at least that's what they're thinking. Now, in a study, researchers asked more than 2,000 people from the United States, Singapore, and India for various religious and non-religious backgrounds to write about their experiences with karma. That's the belief that good deeds are rewarded and bad actions are punished. Common through line, though, of the responses emerged in the stories about others. 92% chronicled how misfortune befell cheating partners, indebted friends, bullies, and lousy coworkers. Okay. And then now when the participants wrote about themselves, 59% told tales of being rewarded for their good deeds. The American Psychological Association study was published Thursday in the Journal of Psychology of Religion and Spirituality. So there you go. So I think I believe in karma. I tend to, if someone does something good and then, someone, I do think sometimes someone's watching out for you.
Oh yeah.
Because there's been times I'm like, I should not be here, or how did I avoid that?
Someone was watching out for me yesterday. Like somebody almost hit me when I was driving the car yesterday.
That was me. I'm sorry about that. I should have let you know. What? You okay? You're okay.
No, but I was like, number one, I was in an accident a couple months ago. So I'm like,
yeah.
No. I was turning to go to Walmart and we're in, and I had the green light. And this guy decided that apparently I didn't have the green light, and he starts driving, like literally would have hit me like, what is that, T-bone?
Yep.
Yeah. And I like had to speed up to get out of the way. And it just was annoying.
Well, yeah, someone was watching.
I was
out
like,
for you.
ain't no one. I'm like, I would have died probably.
Well, that's a good turn.
Wow, it's a dark Friday for us here.
Maybe an accident now, I would have died.
No, but I was, someone was definitely watching out for me and told me, hey, speed up because this car's coming after you.
Yeah. All right. Now, Jamie, you told me that you have a really interesting karma story.
But I probably can't put it out on the air.
Okay. Well, okay. So, all right. What do you think that means? Well, now,
I feel like this comes along with age, to be fair.
Yeah.
If you would have asked me when I was in my 20s if I believed in karma, I would have been like, no, I feel like this is something you have to go after yourself. Mm-hmm. And maybe I'm just like, I've incredibly less energy in my 30s.
Yeah.
But I do believe, if somebody, wrongs you for no reason or, screws over a bunch of people or whatever. I always just sit there and it's like, okay, I can't control this. I can't control other people's actions. I can't control what they do. I can't control how they make, other people feel, but I can control how I feel. Karma will catch up with them. And I was saying to you, I just feel like sometimes it takes way too long. Like you'd love to see that be like an immediate reaction. But yeah, I've had a few situations where it's been a few years down the road, but the person kind of got what
eventually
it
gets
coming their way. Yeah.
Sooner or later. I mean, I never do. I never wish ill will on anybody, but I know people, or my son Ian he'll say he's kind of almost joking around about something. It's not like he'll say something. I go, whoa, don't put that out in the universe. Don't do that, because that's one thing that I think I'm a little new to, is manifesting things. Yeah. Like you'll hear people say, oh, I manifested that, and that's why I have all this money now, or I have this good health.
How did they manifest the money?
I know. I'm like, manifest the money. And everyone says, well, you can pray for money, you do this. I'm like, I just tried it all.
I tried it all. It's right there.
I'm just kind of like, no, that'll take care of itself. I mean, I wish it would take care of it, like you said, quicker. It'd be nice. But at the same time, it's like, if anything, I'll go for health. Like if I'm going to ask for anything, please, if we stay healthy, that'd be good. But yeah, so I do believe in kind of like, if you do good things, it seems like it's kind of like sports. And this is if you put in the work, and people say, well, he's a lucky player, or he gets some breaks. No, you make your breaks. You worked hard enough. So I'm able to make that great play because maybe I'm shading over to the right on a hitter that, everyone thinks, oh, he's going to hit up the middle. Well, no, I've seen that he pulls the ball and all of a sudden I'm making a diving stop and making a play. So you put in the work. So you actually kind of, you manifest it yourself because you put in the work. But I do think karma is one of those things though, where people, if you're a good person, hopefully, and sometimes, I mean, bad things happen to good people all the time, and good things happen to bad people, all that stuff. So it's interesting.
Tim and I had this conversation. My fiance Tim and I had this conversation a few weeks ago. One thing I've always tried to do, like I am at my core, both my parents are this way, my brother's way. We're incredibly loyal people. So if you're somebody we love, we will be there no matter what. My fiance is the same way. But so, through my 20s, I've been to 8 billion weddings, bachelorette parties, bridal showers. I've cooked for whatever. If my friend needs something, I'm going to do it. And so as we're going through this whole process of getting ready to get married, I've had my bachelorette party, my bridal shower. I've had people coming out of the woodwork just without even question. Hey, we're doing this for you. We're doing this. And it has been, I said to Tim, I was like, you almost feel like you don't deserve it in a way. And he was like, that's years of you doing this for other people. So those deeds are coming back to you. You shouldn't ever feel that way. If you make
me cry telling these stories, I'm going to be, because me, I'm a rock. I never cry. So, I've cried on the 9-minute Phill-Up before.
Yeah. I mean, we're trying to put together, Pittsburgh cookie table. And that's, I hate asking people for things. I genuinely do. I had an aunt text me yesterday. She's already made 30 dozen cookies. Ooh. Like I hadn't even talked, and it's just stuff like that you kind of like have to take a minute. And Tim laughs at me because I'm always like, I'm not going to cry on the wedding day. I'm going to be a wreck on the wedding day.
Absolutely.
Because just seeing everybody I love and like the fact that they are returning that love.
But I will say
I do think it comes back to you in a way.
You will not, when you're going down the aisle, when you're doing your vows, you will not. You know why? It's all about the bride that day.
Oh God!
You guys are rocks. It's like
well, we're doing a first look. This is terrible. I mean, we want this wedding to be very efficient.
Keep that thought.
Okay,
Jordan, let's manifest some cookies to Channel 9 from the table.
Oh heck yeah! We will bring them all this way.
We need some cookies from the table.
I'm going to be baking for like the next 4 weekends. Yeah,
the food's going to be good. Cookies.
I'll bring you chocolate chip cookies.
We had a whole discussion about chocolate chip cookies on the 9-minute Phill-Up.
They're the greatest cookies in the world.
Maybe the funniest thing we've ever done.
Don't get you started.
You got people just continue to have, but here's Jamie, you are one of the nicest people, one of the most loyal people, the whole thing. So Tim's right.
I think you understand. Tim's like, I don't think twice about this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I want other people to be successful because that means like you're successful as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so like doing all this stuff, you know, like I don't know if I put it out on my Facebook, but you know, I'm 38 years old. You see bachelorette parties that like go to Nashville and they go hard. I don't want to do that. So a group of my girlfriends and I went to Lake Norman, North Carolina, got a beach house. It was beautiful. But I had mentioned to one friend once I had seen this TikTok and they were calling it the final Declaration of Independence. And all the girls at this bachelorette party dressed up like colonial men with like a Declaration of Independence. I mentioned that to one person and they surprised me with that entire theme. Every single one of the girls there had matching colonial men outfits. They got me my own one in white. And it was just the most fun.
So it was
and
George Washington or Benjamin Franklin?
I think technically I was supposed to be Lady Liberty.
Oh, okay. All right.
But yeah, I was wearing a male wig, so I'm not fully sure.
Well, hey, you know, back in the day, Lady Liberty. Jordan, do you have any karma stories that you just are like, wow, that was something, you know, or well, you had the one the other day.
I can't think of it I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know there's been like moments where like you're like, oh, karma's you know what?
Yeah.
That's what you get.
She's a Lady Liberty.
Yeah.
But I can't think of anything right like off the top of my head.
It's kind of like you think about it and then you forget about it.
Yeah, you think about it in the moment when it happens, and then you're like, oh.
But then when the thing comes back around, you're like, there it is.
Yeah,
there it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it's I guess the lesson of karma, at least the way I look at it, is try and be nice to people.
Treat others the way you want to be treated.
What we did for Lent. We did for Lent on the 9-Minute Phill-Up. Jamie, you weren't a part of that for Lent. You may have, you know, I'm not saying you weren't a part of Lent.
Oh no,
but we talked about it, like, what are you giving up for Lent? Because everyone talks about giving things up, and we said, well, maybe you do something. I know some people read the Bible more. They do, you know, whatever they try and help people. They go to a soup kitchen, try to do whatever the case may be. So Jordan and I were talking at the end of it. I said, what if we just tried to be nicer?
Right.
For Lent, that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and be nicer. And I said, not 100% nicer. Let's not get carried away.
Incrementally.
Yeah, incrementally. So we decided on 2%. 2% nicer.
Legit.
So I said, if everybody is 2% nicer, how much better will the world be?
Yes.
I mean, there might have maybe we wouldn't have had a brawl in the Dairy Queen in East Liverpool. If you haven't seen that story, go to the WTOV9 website and check it out. Hannah Hayes has a story about insanity at the Dairy Queen in East Liverpool. But again, if you're 2% nicer, maybe that 2% keeps you from losing your mind.
We always, you know, when you're teetering on the edge, that 2% may be the.
I actually, a person I work with actually told me they were getting in a little back and forth with their dad, and she said, all of a sudden popped in my head, 2% nicer, because I told her this story, and I literally was about knocked off my feet. I went, really? People listen to me? You know, so but it's one of those things where it's just, it's kind of like, just be a little bit nicer. I think that's the biggest thing. And there's going to be some people out there, get over it, Bill, whatever. Or, you know, if I'm mad, I'm mad. And it's like, aren't we angry enough as it is? You know, it's like,
that's why I run.
Yeah.
That's I get all that negative energy. Yeah. So I just go for 13 miles full of rage, and then I'm fine. No.
I could, you know, back in the day when I ran the marathon, I was a little bit slimmer. So now, like when I was running, now I can't because my knee hurts so bad. Yeah. But I'd be slugging it out with old man fat. Here we go. You know, I told my mom that she was like, "You say what to yourself?" I said, "Well, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to old man fat. I'm slugging it out." Yeah. But it's one of those things. What we were talking. What was the story the other day about dopamine? The release of dopamine in your brain and everything. You listen to music you like to dance to, or you go to have a party or watch a show that you really like. Yeah. Like Ted Lasso. Oh, I love Ted Lasso. What a tremendous show. Have you ever seen Ted Lasso?
Oh, you got to watch it, Jordan. It's such a feel good.
All right. Now the thing is,
I know the one guy wore an Ashland shirt. That's all I know.
But Ted Lasso.
But I've heard it's
during the COVID outbreak, pandemic. Ted Lasso is a show that a lot of people watched because it had such a positive vibe to it, and just the message was about be nicer, be positive, be the whole thing. And it's like, so that dopamine, like you're saying, you go running, you release that dopamine. It's like you get done, you're like, oh man, just feel better.
Yeah, that's like my favorite line from that show is that It's towards the end of season 1 where he's playing darts against Rupert.
Oh yeah.
The be curious, not judgmental.
Exactly.
I love that.
And you would have asked if I actually play with my right hand or my left hand, and he switches over.
Oh, it was a great scene.
What is it? Barbecue sauce.
Barbecue sauce.
Right in the bullseye. Yeah. And then the sign they put on top of the doorway. Believe.
Yeah.
It's simple stuff like that sometimes.
It's coming back for season 4, Jordan. So you do have to watch the first 3 seasons.
All right, I can do it.
Here's the deal.
Do it.
Anytime you want to watch it, the garage is open. And that's we
just like when the power's out.
Yeah, the power goes out over in Weirton the other day. So apparently she texted my son Ian like, "Hey, do you guys have power?" And he's like, "Yeah, I got power." So
no, he said you guys. Yeah, he said you guys did, but but then my phone, I didn't have service, so I couldn't.
Just drive
when
over.
I was driving through Weirton, I had no phone service for like 15 minutes the other day. So that must have been that.
But that's all I said. If you don't have power, just drive over to the house. You would just not gonna. I work with you every day. So come on, we'll go sit in the garage, get some food. I mean, she probably hadn't eaten. She's wasted away to nothing. She hasn't had food for a week now. There's no power. Just get carried away.
6 hours.
6 hours of no food. That would be enough to kill some people.
Me.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Or though it would at least make me hungry enough to have to kill somebody.
Well, I mean, that's what we watched. What was it? We had the viewing of Cocaine Bear in the garage. We went. What now? Truth be told, we went to see a matinee.
I did not go to that.
I was not at that as well. I went with Tim.
I can't help you guys weren't there, but there was 14 people from Channel 9. We went after work, like a Wednesday after work type deal.
Yeah.
We went. I'm in the front row because I didn't go. Okay, I'm gonna get the seats in the back row, so I'm down in the front row. And the bear comes on like everyone in the back row starts growling. The lady sitting next to me is like, "Who in the heck is this guy?" But it was great. But then there was a Friday night after football. A lot of people came over to the garage where I said, "Hey, who wants to watch?" I don't even think I asked. I just put it on. Next thing you know, it's about 3:00 in the morning. There's still like 10 people in the garage.
We had to finish watching it.
Watching Cocaine Bear.
And I was like this the whole time.
Oh, it was amazing. But it was one of those things by the end of it, you were so happy because it was just so crazy. It was like
when that came out, so my mom is somebody who's like stuff like that does not amuse her.
Yeah.
She went to see it. She called me crying, laughing.
And I was like,
this is the one that broke you?
Yeah, it's something else.
It's so good. It's so good. God. And then Ray Liotta, unfortunately, his last scene in the movies, but his last scene in the movies.
Don't give it up. Don't give it away.
Spoiler alert, Bill. Spoiler alert.
Don't give it away.
Okay, I won't give it away. It's tremendous. I might have to watch that again.
You should. I want to watch it now.
But that's the type of thing like Cocaine Bear. We had a lot of great time. Everybody felt good at the end of it. Ted Lasso, same thing. So yeah, if anybody wants to come over to the garage, come on over to the garage and watch some Ted Lasso. I mean, I can watch that anytime. I had to convince my daughter. She was like, I don't know. And then she watched it. Oh, you know what's coming out? I like this too. This makes me feel good because I just think it's such an amazing story. Now we are.
What time is it?
Oof, we're 34 minutes in. Oh. Okay. So, anyways, all
right. Last story. Last story.
Welcome to Wrexham is coming on, and if you don't know what Welcome to Wrexham on, is that
the Ryan Reynolds?
It's on FXX or whatever it is, and it's on Hulu. So the story is there's this soccer club, one of the oldest in the world, and they play at the oldest stadium to host professional soccer in the world. And it's Wrexham. They're the Wrexham Dragons. And they had a nice club and the whole thing, and it was in all the different divisions and everything. Wasn't the Premier League, but they had been in the worst division in all of professional football in England or in Europe. Couldn't get out for like 15, 16 straight years. It's up for sale. Ryan Reynolds or Matt, or not Matt, I was gonna say Matthew McConaughey.
Ryan Reynolds.
Who's the other one?
Oh.
Can't think of the guy from Sunny in Philadelphia.
No. Oh, Charlie
McElhaney.
Rob McElhaney.
Yeah. So he comes up with the idea that he's going to buy this team. So he's like, well, I don't have enough money to completely buy this team on my own. I need a friend of mine that might have superstar movie money.
Yeah.
And so he calls Ryan Reynolds up. They decide they're going to try and buy the team. So they have to do a whole call with all the shareholders and all the people in the town. Anybody could get on the call. And they're like, well, you guys are just going to get this, and then you're going to throw it away, and you're not going to do this, and it's going to be bad, and the whole thing. And then a lot of the people are like, holy cow, this could work. Maybe they should do it. So they vote to let them buy the team. So they have done a season, like a documentary of each season, how it's gone along.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's must see.
I'd watch that.
And the thing is, the first season, you can tell it's like they're just kind of putting it together on the fly because the soccer highlights are terrible.
Yeah.
Like it was like whoever shot I'm like, what are they doing? Why would they, you go into your TV brain and you're going, what is that? Why would they use that shot? But they go through, I think it's like 10 or 11, 12. They go through and it's fantastic. And the great thing is they do stories about the town. They do all these things where you get to meet like the fans, and you're like the next season, like, oh yeah, that's the guy that is this and the race course, the bar that's right next to the guy who owns it. And then we went to North Carolina on vacation. Mm-hmm. Went to see Wrexham play Chelsea. Now, true story told. Chelsea is my son's favorite team. I root for them as well. And Wrexham, everybody in the family likes Wrexham. So we went to see the game at North Carolina. So all of a sudden, looking down the field, I'm like, wait a minute. That's the bar owner from the race course right next to the play. And then they interviewed him over the PA system. And he's going, I never thought I'd be talking in front of 40,000 people. and it's just like, this is so insane. Yeah. So then the next year they get promoted. They're going to get promoted for a fourth time. Third time in a row. It never happened before. So now they're going to be one league below the Premier League.
Wow.
So it's just like this amazing, magical journey. I can't recommend it enough. It's really pretty good. That. And it's May 15th is the next season comes out. And if you have Hulu, you can stream them and all that stuff. Yeah. But it's really, and you talk about, just a story that makes you feel good. And you see the roadblocks in it and all that stuff. And and you think, man, are these guys manifesting success on every level that they have? I mean, it's pretty cool. But they treat everyone, and I guess that's the point. They treat everyone so well that and you can tell it's like, no, you can't fake that after a while. Yeah. If you're on TV long enough, people are gonna, oh, she seems like she's really nice. Yeah. Or he seems like he's really a jerk. You can't hide it at some point. Yeah.
Okay. Time to go.
Okay, Jordan said
what time is it?
10:45.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
10:45.
Yeah, we got to.
Jordan, why did you let us go so long?
Thanks for letting me join.
Yeah. Hey, so have a great race on Sunday.
Thank you.
Really, really, just
Jeff said I'm not going to get struck by lightning, so that was what I was like losing sleep over.
Go and enjoy it, and you could pull a Rosie Ruiz if you had to.
I got a bow that says bride.
Okay.
Because the girl I'm running with gets married 2 weeks after I do, so we're going to do that.
You know who Rosie Ruiz is?
No.
Okay. New York City Marathon back in the 80s, I think it was.
Yeah.
Rosie Ruiz wins the marathon. Out of nowhere. Total upset. It wins the marathon. She ran about 5 miles or 10 miles, slips into the crowd, gets a cab, goes around, literally gets out like a couple miles or 3 miles from the end, pops out of the crowd, starts running.
So she cheated.
Oh, yeah. They finally
I'm not going to do it. I've got some carrot cake pancakes calling my name after this race. Go. I'm running every step of that to be prepared for those.
But the Rosie Ruiz thing, I'm like, man, that's pretty good. I mean, she got caught. For how the fact that for a while they were like, who is Rosie Ruiz? Yeah. And how did she win this race? Where did she come from? I mean, she had the bib, the whole thing. She signed
different
up to
kind
the race.
Of notoriety.
And
it was
like, wow. I mean, it's pretty amazing story. But have a great race and just enjoy it. You get a stitch in your side or something like that, don't worry about it. Just, hey, take your time. And remember, find the best scenery you can in front of you. That's my mom's rule. Find the nicest tushy you can find to look at, and it'll distract you from the pain.
That's what I like to hear.
There you go. But
Thank you, Mrs. Phillips.
Hey, my mom finished 3 New York City marathons, so she had something going on. I don't know. She's like, again, I'll never forget. The top guys going down at the 16th mile mark, and the top marathoners in the world ran by like they were running 100-yard wind sprints. Mm-hmm. I was just like, you got to be kidding me. How do you go that fast? Mm-hmm. It's pretty impressive.
Okay.
Jordan, you want us to wrap it up?
Yeah.
What are they?
2 rules.
And
have fun and always try your best.
She knows them. She
See you
knows them.
later.
Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you next time.